Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to our parent webinar series. Tonight's topic is summer structure help. So I'm excited to be here with all of you to give you some ideas and some feedback about how to set up your summer for your kids and your teens and for all of you to increase the chance of happiness, relaxation, healthy psychological development, maybe even some skill building, and to minimize the chance of stress, isolation, anxiety. So most of us at this point have been experiencing either the cancellation of the plans we had set for our kids or of our vacations. And so this is going to be a really productive 30 minutes or so where I get to share with you some of my ideas. I created some sample schedules. I put together a resource list of online summer programs that are my picks that I like. I'm going to show you some videos of a colleague expert of mine and also of, thank you, and also of teenagers. I like to show you videos of teenagers. I've asked them questions about what's going to make them happy this summer. So before we dive into it, I always like to just point out the two tools you could use tonight. One is the chat. So if you click on the chat, just go ahead and say hi and just tell me where you're watching from, where you're logging in from, your town, your state. This way you can kind of practice chatting. You can either chat to everyone or you can chat to just me. So you can choose that from the pull down. Great. Nice to see you all starting to log in from Basking Ridge and Wayne and Caldwell, Livingston, Chester, Maplewood, on a walk in Princeton, amazing. Glen Ridge, Chatham, Lincoln Park, Oak Ridge, awesome. So welcome everyone. And feel free during the webinar to chat in the chat window, other ideas or thoughts, maybe some support or shout outs. If you want to ask a question, you're going to click on the Q&A. The Q&A is a different button. If you want to ask a question, click on the Q&A, and at the very beginning of your question, just put the ages of your kids. So you could just write 14, 16, or 9, 12, or 5, 10, 14, whatever you've got. This way, I will try to get to questions in every age group. So if you have a question, feel free to click on the Q&A to do that. I want to put up a poll so I can see who is out there tonight. I'm going to launch a poll right now. You can choose as many answers as apply to you. Just let me know, how old are your kids? Do you have the young ones, the K to 2, 3 to 5, middle school, high school? Great to see the answers rolling in. You guys work on that. Awesome. I'm just going to look here. Wonderful. Great. Okay, terrific. Excellent. A couple more coming in. So if you're still clicking on the poll, I know sometimes the technology is slightly delayed. It gives me the polls ongoing. Great. Okay, I'm going to share those results with you. So most of you middle school and high school, but some of you have young ones, and that's perfect. We're going to, that's what we'll be targeting today. All right, I want to start by saying that our kids are going to respond and react and mirror our emotional state. Our kids, our teenagers, our spouses, right? The people that we live with, but especially when we're talking about kids and parent roles, right? Our kids are going to mirror our emotional state. So if you walk away with one thing tonight, aside from the logistical structure and schedules and planning, the most important thing is this emotional psychological concept, which is that our kids are going to mirror our emotional state. So if you are exuding stress, worry, fear, anxiety, boredom, frustration, your kids are going to emulate that. They're going to take it on and they're going to express that as well. So if you're looking at your kids this summer or even now, and you're thinking they look stressed and frustrated, you need to look yourself in the mirror and say, I have a part in this. What is my role in this? I need to manage my own stress and anxiety, manage my own frustration. I need to express it in healthy ways, journal it, talk to a trusted friend, a therapist, anyone to express it and get it out, and have the self-awareness that you need to help yourself to feel better. You need to get into a good state of mind for this summer to be great. And you could do that, right? When things started happening, getting canceled early on in quarantine, and when the summer plans started getting canceled, our vacations got canceled, our summer camps got canceled. I was feeling the worry, the stress, the anxiety, and I knew I needed to work with that. So one of the things that I do is I do a process where I identify that stressful concept and belief in my mind, and I try to eliminate it and replace it with something that's going to be a healthy perspective. So for me, that was to take this phrase in my mind, the summer, the only way the summer can be great is if we have vacations and summer camp, right? And get rid of that, eliminate that concept from my mind and turn it into, I don't need summer camp and vacations to have an amazing summer. I need acceptance and presence. So for me, those are two big words, right? I need to accept the situation fully, which means to let go of the disappointment or the worries, right? And I need to be present with my kids, with my family, with myself. I need to enjoy the moment. Okay, so that's the piece that I think is really important for all of you as parents, is to figure out for yourself, how do you access that acceptance and presence? All right, once you've got that, now we can move on to really help our kids and to do some of these logistical things. Let me put up another poll. I want to ask you, did you have summer plans that were canceled? You could also choose as many of these as you want. Did you have summer day camp that's been canceled? Did you have summer sleepaway camp for your older kids that have been canceled? Did you have any college campus programs that are canceled? How about a family vacation that got canceled? How about a teenager who had a job lined up that got canceled? I am curious for us all to see what we're all dealing with in the community, because part of being here tonight is also for you to feel like you're not alone in this. We are all dealing with the same disappointments and frustrations and uncertainty about how to give our kids an enriching summer. Wonderful. All right. So it looks like most of us have had family vacations canceled, and a lot of camps, college campus programs, jobs canceled. I mean, all this stuff is happening for all of us. Okay, so what do we do? First of all, the one thing I really want to suggest is that you have a family meeting with everyone in the home in the upcoming week or two. And I did this with my family over the weekend. If you want to make it fun, make it a little summery theme. I cut up some pineapple, mango, maybe make some fun drinks. Make it fun, sit down, sit around, and just have an open conversation, with your kids, with your teens. Ask them, first of all, how are you feeling about the summer, right? Start with letting them express their disappointment or vent their frustrations. When I asked my kids, so what are you thinking about the summer? What could make it, great? My son's first response was, well, going to camp like I was supposed to, right? So he needed to have space to express that. And remember, if you missed some of the previous webinars, you can go back and watch some of them, but we talked about how do you help kids and teens manage emotions or manage emotional meltdowns, right? You have to first be with them with it. So don't just quickly say, well, don't worry, we're going to solve it and come up with plans. No, first, sip your virgin pina colada with them or eat your pineapple, whatever you're doing, and just say, I know, this is tough. Like, no one expected this. This is a bummer. We are disappointed. And just be with that. And then wait, right? We pause, give them space, pause a few seconds, see what they say, give them space to express. When you get through that, now you can say, all right, so we're sitting here as a family to talk about how to have an awesome summer. How do we have a great summer? Because, a lot of our kids are super scheduled, maybe overscheduled during the school year, even during the summers. This could be a unique opportunity for us to not overschedule our kids. In our generation, right, and in the generations before us, you knew what it was like to be bored in the summer. Like, what should I do? Maybe there's nothing to do. I'm going to figure out how to have fun with some rocks, some dirt, or if you're older, like a teenager, like I remember, lying on my rug, listening to music. I could describe what my ceiling looked like, This is a good opportunity for kids and teens to practice being bored. It's actually an important coping skill in life, and so many of the kids and teens in this generation are not familiar with downtime and being bored. And this is an important skill. They have to be able to cope with that, right? So maybe a happy byproduct of the COVID pandemic is that this generation is going to get a chance to have some downtime and practice building some of those coping skills. So think about that. But I'll have a conversation with your kids. What would make your summer fun? Like, what do you think you want to do for your summer? And see if they come with ideas. If you want to play a game, what would be the most exciting, adventurous thing you could possibly want to do? Or what would be the most relaxing thing you could do? And just see what they come up with. Maybe they come up with, can we take a road trip all the way to Colorado? Could we take a road trip to the Grand Canyon, right? Maybe they would come up with that, and hey, maybe some of you are going to adventure in those ways that you think are safe. Or maybe they're going to say, can I have an entire week where you don't wake me up and you don't tell me what to do? Maybe that's what they need. Maybe you would all enjoy that, right? So let them be creative, take some notes, and decide what you're going to build into your schedule, okay? I do recommend that for many weeks of the summer, you have structure created. I do love the idea of a down week after school ends and maybe a down week in the middle or end of the summer, where you just say, this is just going to be a down week. Maybe it's 3 days. You know your kids, right? Can they handle a down week, or are they going to go crazy, right? If they need structure right away, you give them structure. What I want to do is I want to share with you some sample structure schedules that I created for kids and teens, and talk a little bit about the features that I think are really important to include in your daily summer structure with kids. And then I'm gonna I'll take some questions and show you some videos. So let me get to where I think they are here. Okay, I'm gonna start with our with the sample teens home camp schedule I created. Now, the schedules that I created and the resource list that I'm going to show you are already posted on my website. If you go to Wellbeing Therapy and the parent webinar page, I'll show you at the end how to get there. You can download these. And when you download them, you can copy and paste it into a new one. You can edit it, change it around. These are just ideas and examples, right? To have your day slotted out. There could be theme days. Your kids, like, what are your teenagers into? Are they into being a punk rock? Are they into just being in their pajamas? Maybe everyone does a backwards day, wear your shirts backwards. You have to know your kids, right? If they're really into fashion, then maybe it's like a full-on, black tie day, get dressed up, whatever you think they might be into. And then the day has some key components, okay? So one of the key components is physical activity and release. It might work as the first thing in the morning. It might work better in the middle of the day. You have to ask your teenagers what they like and what they think they want to do. And again, similar concepts are going to happen for the kids when I show you the kids' schedule. But it's really important to get them moving, no question. The other key thing that I really am strongly encouraging is that they are outside at least 30 to 60 minutes every single day, even if it's raining. It is so important. I'm going to pause here for a second. It is so important to get outside. There's amazing research about why being outside is so important for mental health, physical health as well. One of my dear friends and colleagues, Dr. Megan Delaney, has researched and studied what we call ecotherapy, which is the impact of the natural world on our psychological development and our mental health. And I interviewed her over the weekend and asked her to share a little bit of the research. And let me see if I could pull this up for you guys. Just give me a second here to get this one up. And you tell me, oopsie, give me 1 minute. Here we go. Just want to make sure that you can see it. I'm going to click record.
Okay.
And let's just, let's see. I need a new, for some reason when I try to share the video, sometimes it's just a little funky, but let's see. just do me a favor and chat in the window. Can you see the video screen right now with Megan Delaney interview ecotherapy on it? Let me just see what you guys are saying in the chat here. Yes, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so let me just show it to you this way then. Let me get to my spot. Thanks for your patience with the technology. And let's see what Dr. Delaney has to say about why it is truly so important to get our kids and teens outside, at least for a short bit each day. Sorry, it's just covering up the controls.
They are missing that connection a little bit. And so why is it important? All the research says that within 5 minutes, your mood changes, right? So it doesn't take much to feel better just by being outside. I mean, to listen to the sounds of nature, to listen to the sounds of birds and trees and the breeze, all of that helps us relax our crazy, busy minds, you know, helps calm our breath and make us feel more grounded.
It's amazing, even in just 5 minutes, you start to see the effects.
Yep, so the research has been done where they can see the effects within 5 minutes. And some recent research is talking about this concept of what they call the 3-day effect. So if you actually go out and spend 3 days in a natural setting, like your brain shifts so much. And the thing about that, you become more creative, you become like less stress, like cortisol, like all the different stuff they measure in the brains, you know, is affected in positive ways. And those effects can last up to 30 days.
That's pretty incredible, okay? So just by getting outside within 5 minutes, there are changes in the brain, relaxation, you know, less stress. And if you have the opportunity to go camping, go on an adventure, 3 days in a natural setting, has lasting effects for up to 30 days. That's pretty incredible, really incredible. And so I want you to please talk to your kids and teens about what do they want to do outside. Here are some ideas: nature photography, bird identification. Lie in the grass and read a book. Just lie on a blanket in the grass and read a book. Walk barefoot on the ground, collect, you know, flowers, collect natural things to create art, make nature art. If you've never heard of Andy Goldsworthy, look up his art, Andy Goldsworthy. He does incredible art in nature. If you have teenagers that are incredible, show them some of his work. You'll find some pictures online. Very inspiring. Or play sports, of course, right? Whatever they love to do, really, really important. The other thing I want to point out that I think is critical is one-on-one time with each parent, with each child. Once a week, I want you to try to find 30 to 60 minutes to have one-on-one time. So mom, have one-on-one time with each of your kids at a different time. Dad, do the same. If it can't be during the day, do it in the evening. Once a week, one-on-one time, super important. And it could be anything. It could be going on a little adventure. You'll hear some of the teens have ideas in a minute about what they can do, but having that bonding time. And then the other thing I built in to that schedule was some sibling one-on-one time. So tell them, hey, I want you guys to figure out something you want to do together. Play a game. An older sibling can teach a younger sibling a skill, a sport. But tell them, like, this is the time where we need to lean on each other for connection, for the bonding, and for the ideas and the fun, right? And so I would sit down your older children privately and say, I really need you to be that older brother, that older sister that can be there, that can be inspiring, you know, like get them like pumped up to be that best older sibling. Ask them what would they want to do. What would they want to teach their younger sibling? Then sit the younger sibling down. What would you want to do, you know, with your older sibling? You know, let's work together to find things that we could do. The other thing I have on here for the teenagers is get a job. There are online programs. I'm going to tell you about them soon. Free time, alone time, build it in, really important. Come up with some other creative activities. You'll see I put screen time at the end of the day. I highly recommend building in limited screen time, or at least building in time. For example, I want you to go outside for your outdoor time with no screen, right? Or I want you to have your free time and alone time with no screen. Ask your kids and teens, what do you prefer? Which chunk of time is going to be your non-screen time? It depends how you run your house. For me, it's going to be no screen time until the end of the day unless they're doing an online program, right? And what I'll show you with my kids sample version is that I did put an online camp program in there if you're going to do that. I did put some other games, water play, messy art, these different types of ideas, but a lot of similarities. One-on-one time with parents, free time, alone time, non-screen time, save the screen time for the end. Okay, so I want to show you, I'm going to get to some of your questions after I show you a couple of videos of ideas that teens have about what's going to make them happy. And I really love some of the things that they have shared. Give me a second as I call up the teen interviews. So first, I'm just going to click record, and I'm going to ask you again to let me know. Just chat to me. Can you see the screen with me and these 5 teenagers? Just give me a yes or a no. Yes, wonderful. Okay, terrific. So I could go from here. I'm going to play just a few seconds or a minute of what some of these teens are sharing. What I asked them was, what do you need to be happy this summer? Right? What do you need to be happy this summer? Like exactly what you need, Bella.
Yeah, actually, for me, I try to focus on like the little things. Like in the summer when I'm going to be bored, I'm going to try to like do some little things that'll like make my day like better, or like even ask my parents if we could go to like Starbucks to get a drink, like just like one of the little things that make you like really happy and like in a better mood.
And that's great. So we were talking about like adventures, like one-on-one time. Choose your own adventure. You want to go to Starbucks drive-thru? Choose your own adventure. You want to go to grandma's? Choose your own adventure. Do you want to go walk with me or hike with me in a park, or take the dog to a spot we haven't gone before, right? Let's see. I love what this next teen shared about what she knows she's going to need to be happy.
In a day where like you just, put down your technology and you put down everything you're doing, and whether it's making dinner or just like playing a board game or watching a movie, you have an hour or two with the people, like with your family, and just like let them know how much you love them and how much they love you, and just to like really.
Oh, I see now that some of you had said yes, but now you're saying no, you can't see it, you can hear it. I'm sorry, I really want you to see it. Thank you for putting that out. Give me another second to try to pull it up again. There we go. Now I see the green around. All right, chat me. Can you see it now? Chat window. Sorry, one second, guys. So I can get back to the chat. Thanks for your patience, guys. Yes, thumbs up. All right. There's something about the video clip that it just never shares well. Here we go. Juliana's talking about
enjoy each other's company. I think that's so important because yes, we're in quarantine. Yes, we're seeing more of each other, but it's easy to like get annoyed, or easy to like lock yourself in your room, or like be on FaceTime or social media all day. So you need to set aside a certain time every day and just like appreciate that you're here, your family's here, and like that you just let them know how much you love them.
I love what she said. She said specifically, I need my parents to plan a time where we're going to hang out. Is it going to be 6 to 7? Is it going to be, on certain days in the middle of the day? And I love that she said to tell each other we love each other. You honestly can't tell your kids you love them enough. I think one of the key things that we should all be doing a lot of during quarantine is walking over to our kids, gently touching them, right? Physical contact. We know skin contact is really important for having a nurturing relationship. Just, a gentle touch, and I just want to tell you I love you, and that's it. And it means so much to create security and bonding and connection for them. And I love that Juliana pointed that out. Like, let's just have some time where we hang out and tell each other we love each other. Okay, the next teen shares some really important suggestions for what she knows she's going to need from her parents to help her get up and out of bed.
Probably just having something to help me get out of bed. Because I know that if I don't have to wake up for school. I don't have like any plans. I will probably just stay in bed all day and not do anything. And over the summer, I feel like that's probably going to be the majority of days.
So she's really concerned about that. You know, she doesn't want to be low energy and stuck in bed. And so she says, I need my parents to tell me the night before, tomorrow at 9:30, we are taking the dog for a walk, or tomorrow at 10, I need you to come with me to do something, right? Or we're going to have a specific plan. And I love that she's saying she knows she needs that. And that's really important. Let me just share with you what the two other teenagers shared really briefly, and then I'm going to answer your question so I don't have to go back and forth with the technology.
Need support in maybe finding something that can keep me occupied. I know it's really difficult right now because of all the quarantine going on, but I would like to find a job, and especially I've never had a job before, so I think I would like some support in like finding that.
I think that's amazing. I'm going to show you a couple of resources where I know teens could work online over the summer. She wants a job. A lot of teenagers wanted a job. I love that she specifically said, I need my parents' support in making that happen. You know, she might not be so savvy with how to find, you know, these jobs online, how to apply, how to follow up. So use this as an opportunity. Make a checklist about how to find a job. Sit down with them and watch them type it in. Help them with some steps, right? They want to be occupied. They want to feel needed. And so make that happen. And then last but not least, let's hear from one other teen.
I think one of the biggest things that I need this summer is to be able to get out of the house a lot. And whether that's to meet up with friends somewhere, or if I do end up getting a job somewhere, if this quarantine thing is a little looser by then, I just need, I'm just going to need some way to get out of the house, because I have a problem where I go for many weeks where I barely leave the house. I only leave the house like once or twice a week for a very short period of time. So I think I need to work on myself, focusing really hard on getting myself moving.
All right. How important is that? We want to make sure our kids are getting out. For the teens, for the middle schoolers and high schoolers especially, if you're comfortable with one of their friends and their families, helping them to figure out how to walk together safely, whether it's wearing masks 6 feet apart, going to a backyard and sitting in a circle 6 feet apart, wearing masks, however you feel comfortable. It's really important for them to be in the presence of at least one friend. So help them figure that out as long as you feel safe. I know some families might feel that they can't if they have someone who's immune compromised at home. You have to do what you think is safe. But if it's possible, it's going to benefit them tremendously. You'll notice in the schedule I put like perhaps some of these activities could even be with a friend. So that's really important. Let me get to some of your questions right now. And then I'm going to show you my resource list. Yes, I will. I'll repeat the website for sure. What do you think about having older siblings run a camp for younger siblings and paying them for that? I love it. But they have to do a good job. You know, I would definitely do that. Have them create a schedule, get a buy-in, you know, from everyone that they like it. Maybe 5 days a week is too much. Maybe they just do that, you know, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Tuesdays and Thursdays. Just come up with something that feels right. But I absolutely love it. You probably will have to facilitate with maybe supplies or help them with ideas. But I love it. And maybe if you have kids that you think, you know, you're not sure if they're going to fight or if it's going to pull it off, then tell them, listen, you're going to earn your pay if there is minimum or no fighting, or I don't hear about it, right? And everyone's happy and having fun, right? So when I have my kids do things together like that, at the end of the activity, I say, was he a good teacher? Was she a good listener? Was it fun? Was it fun? You know, just to kind of show them that I want to see that they're doing it well. But I love that idea. I think that's terrific. How do you get your teen out of bed at 9 o'clock without a huge argument? Maybe they don't have to get out of bed at 9. Maybe you guys decide they're going to get to sleep until 10:30 or 11 for 8 weeks out of the summer. You know, maybe you're going to have them get up at 9 and then 8 o'clock, you know, as the summer comes to a close. Experiment with them, you know, or maybe say to them, you could sleep as late as you want for 2 straight weeks, and then we're going to discuss if it's working well, right? If you think it's really important for them and they agree it's important, you'll have a much better time making a plan. But ask them their feeling about it, because again, this might be a summer to just be a little freer. I think you have to have structure, but then flexibility, right? It's a good summer to have structure with flexibility. Be a little loose. Ask them questions. Well, what do you think would be better? Let's see. My son is 5.5. Curious to know what your thoughts are for summer. Should I give additional work since all the plans have been canceled and we will be in the house? Well, I gave you a lot of my ideas for summer structure. I think there are, I'm going to show you now some programs for kids and teens, which I think you could utilize for some online programming. Right now, next question. Right now, my daughters have their screens in their room for school. They're in their room 23 to 24 hours a day with their device. How do we switch this for the summer? If I were you, I would tell them summertime, no schoolwork, devices out of your room for the majority of the day. Sit down with them and create a non-screen time and then screen time structure. You know, do they want to check in with their friends, you know, for an hour in the morning, 10 to 11, and then from 11 to 3, have a huge chunk where you're creating these other plans, a job, activities, get outside, right? Go for a walk, give them a little free time and screen time again before dinner, and something like that. I definitely would create a healthy structure with them. If they're going to be on their devices, you know, 8 to 10 hours a day, every day, I think that's a recipe for stress, anxiety, and like loneliness, okay? We know that devices and social media can be useful, but they have to be in balance with the non-screen time. And some of that screen time has to be creative. If you didn't listen to my last webinar on screen time, please check it out. That's where I talk about the balance between the productive and creative screen time and the passive addictive screen time, and how to find that healthy balance there. I see some of you have put some questions in the chat. What do I do with college-age teens? They don't want my input. Met with a lot of resistance, constant screens. How much can I ask of a 19-year-old who has been on their own? I think you could ask a good amount of them. You know, I think you could sit down and say to them, you're 19 years old. What's your plan for the summer? You could have a job. You could volunteer, right? You could take online classes. What's your plan? You cannot just have a free-for-all summer, because that's not how I'm raising you. I am your parent, even though you're technically an adult. You're an adult in the eyes of the law, but you're still dependent on me for financial support and for a roof over your head. So therefore, I'm going to continue to tell you what I expect. You can give them a lot of freedom and independence if they fulfill the basic requirements of being a 19-year-old in your family, which should absolutely consist of some kind of work, either, and if they can't get a job out in the world, that it's yard work or housework or whatnot. I think that is critical. They should be doing chores. They should be running the house with you. Teach them how to balance their checkbook, whatever it is. If you want to raise a happy, successful young adult, I think that is critical, really, really important. Okay, I am going to now show you, some of you are asking where you can find the resources. I will show you one more of my resources and then show you where you can find them. Sorry, wrong share. Let me get here. Okay, this is also posted on the website. It's my Lauren's Picks for 2020 Summer Online Resources. If you want to do some educational stuff, Wide Open School put out by Common Sense Media, excellent. I am sure they're going to update it for the summer with a lot of educational ways to explore art, science, and nature. Online camps, onlineadventurecamps.com. You can sign up for classes with friends and go through with them. They have tech stuff. They have nature stuff. They have Dr. Seuss stuff for little kids. Nextlevelfundamentals.com. Also doing backyard camps. They're doing stuff online. They're also doing things, if you're comfortable hiring a local young adult to come with a certain number of kids in your yard, if you're comfortable with that. They are looking for teenagers to work. So if you have a teenager that wants a job online, see what they've got to offer there, Next Level Fundamentals. Computer techie camps, idtech.com, digitalmeetingacademy.org, computercamps.com. I know for sure that ID Tech and Digital Media Camps are doing camps for Minecraft and Roblox and coding. Really fun stuff. They've gotten a lot of great feedback. They have a very good reputation. I highly recommend checking that out. And by the way, show the link to your kids. If you have a middle schooler and teenager, send them the link and say, pick something out that you would want to do, right? That's going to get the buy-in from them. I want to point out an amazing resource, Odyssey Teen Camp. 15 years ago, when it was called Omega Teen Camp, I was a co-director there for 5 years. I ran the program. I am still good friends and colleagues with the director, Adam Simon. They brought their program online, and they already started doing programming. What I love about Odyssey Teen Camp is that their curriculum is so unique and fun. They do everything from, typical art and music and poetry, but they have like sketch comedy, and they have nature adventures, and they have wacky dress up talent shows, and they just have so much great program, and their staff's really fun. They're doing their programming for really low fees. Go to odysseyteencamp.com, show your teenager, and check it out. You could do, once a week, or you could do week-long things, really great. I'd like to share with you some of the programs that I'm running, and I'll show you where you could find them. So from Wellbeing Therapy Center this summer, we expanded our summer program. You're about to get an email about it this week, so look out for it. We are going to run all our regular ongoing weekly groups for teens and kids, but we've added camps. We have a week-long Monday through Friday for either 30 minutes or an hour, depending on the age. We have camps for young kids. We have, for the 6 to 9-year-olds, we have for the 10 to 12-year-olds, and then we have for the teenagers. We have teen groups and camps for the 13 to 17-year-olds. We are also running something called a CBT camp, which are for kids who are experiencing more mental health symptoms. If they're struggling right now with anxiety or panic attacks, OCD, the CBT camp is going to be a week-long camp to really work on the cognitive behavioral strategies to manage those emotions and those mental health symptoms. I also am really excited to announce my new program called Level Up, which is for teens, and you will be hearing about that soon. I am going to be meeting teens where they're at on social media. I'm going to use social media platforms like Instagram, possibly other forums, where we're going to have private accounts, but we could use all the amazing social media tools that they know how to use to create connection, inspiration, do live streams. And I'm really excited about it, and I hope your teenagers will be excited to join as well, and it's going to be an ongoing program that they can access whenever they want. We're still running our free live stream called Talk About Real Things as well, which will be ongoing. Let me show you where on our website you could find all of my previous webinars and all of these resources. So if you go to Wellbeing Therapy Center, if you come over here to our services, you'll see online therapy and groups. First of all, if you click here, for free parent webinars. Free parent webinars. You will come to the page here where you'll see, number one, the sample schedule for kids, the sample schedule for teens, and the list for the ongoing programs. Tomorrow afternoon, I'll post this webinar recording here. So if you know anyone that missed it or you joined us late, you can watch the whole thing. And then you can access the previous ones here. That's me doing all the parent webinars. We will list here under online therapy. You'll see another link in the upcoming days for all of our summer camps and programs, but you can email from the website if you're interested in getting information about the camp programs or you have questions. We will be able to enroll you and give you all of the information. Keep an eye out also for the email with lots of great information as well. I want to encourage you, like I do at the end of all my webinars, to when you leave the webinar, just take a minute to write down for yourself the 1, 2, or 3 things that you really want to make sure you do to set your family up for success this summer, you know? So just write down, like, I'm going to make that schedule, or I'm going to make sure I have that one-on-one time, or I'm going to help my teen find a job, you know, really something that spoke to you that you know is going to be meaningful to your kids and your teens this summer. Earlier today, I asked my kids about, you know, what's going to make their summer happy, and because I was asking all the teenagers. My 6-year-old said, it's going to be the best summer ever. And I just, you know, of course, I love her positive attitude, and she's such a great age because she's been able to be, you know, somewhat aloof to the bigger picture, you know. But listen, this could be the best summer ever. It really could. It could be a unique opportunity for the type of downtime or family bonding that we just wouldn't have had because we're always trying to schedule our kids with all this enriching stuff. So just be open to the fact that, hey, this could be, this truly can be an incredible summer. And I hope it is. I truly hope it is for all of us. So find a way, you know, find a way. If you have questions, you can always reach out at our website. I love hearing from you. Here's a little summary of what I was sharing about my new teen program called Level Up, social media program for teens with live videos, daily tips, and motivational stories. I'm announcing it soon, so stay tuned. And then we have tons of summer groups and camps. We do have support for parents. If you think you need more professional consultation from any of our licensed therapists, you can call the office or email and have a 15-minute free consultation. I love seeing your chats here. So great, thank you, and you're welcome. Feel free to say bye or any other final thoughts you have in the chat. I have enjoyed so much being here with all of you. I hope it has been helpful. Stay tuned for more parent webinars over the summer. I will announce the schedule. I'll do at least one over the summer, perhaps one in July, one in August, depending on you know, what the questions are that are coming up. Stay in touch with us. We're here to help. And I hope that you can utilize some of our services or any of the services that you can find in the resource list that I posted. So good night, everyone. Have an awesome summer. Stay connected and take care. Bye-bye.